I have to admit it, today wasn't really the most productive day. I started way too late and had to deal with too much bullshit going on around me. As you might be able to tell by the bells and the time, I screwed up entirely today. It is actually so late that this ice is my breakfast. It's almost 6 and I've actually never been this late in the studio. I always try to be here as early as possible to do as much as possible. But there's some obvious reasons. First of all, I just came back from New York yesterday. So, or actually like today, you see I'm completely messed up with the time. Super jet lagged. Normally I don't have such a big problem with it, but this time I forced myself to stay up until 11, 12, like right to midnight and go to bed and wake up at 6, 7, 8. But I kind of crossed the point where I wasn't tired anymore and I stayed up until 8 in the morning. I did a couple of business things, emails, planned the releases, did a new cover for one of the upcoming releases, and that's one of the main reasons why I'm so late. I'm always fighting sleep. It's definitely one of my biggest enemies. It's not that I don't enjoy resting and sleeping, it's just that there is so much to do. And that's just one of the big downsides being self-employed. Whenever you do vacations, you lose money because you can't work. No one else is taking care of the work, and the second you come back you have twice as much work. So it might take another week until I'm back to the normal schedule. So let's finish this ice and start working. So yes, it's finally time for another edition of Track Submits, where you send me your tracks and I give you feedback. I haven't done one in a while, and as you might remember, I switched from the normal Track Submits where you just sent me an email to Patreon only Track Submits. This has a couple of reasons. So first of all, I couldn't handle the amount of emails I got. My server was always blocked. Some of you just dragged the tracks right into the email. I also felt really bad for not being able to give everyone feedback, so I decided to open up this team chatting app for Patreons. It's just $1 to enter. You will be part of this app that basically works like a private WhatsApp. You can exchange information, you can listen to other people's tracks, give them feedback, and I think this way, even if I don't pick your track for a Track Submit edition, you still get feedback by another music producer. The link to the Patreon website will be down below. There are also other great rewards that you can get, and it's of course also a great way to support the daily vlogs and support me and my music, as I already told you in a couple of other videos. Now let's just get straight to the very first track. It's just a rock solid track by Eric. There's not much I can say about it. It's really hard to give feedback to something that is so good. I'd say vocals would be cool for this track. This would make it easier to find a label and make the track even more memorable. The effect sounds could be more unique. Some of them sound like they're taken from a sample pack, but that's already really picky. It's a rock solid track and there's not much more I can add to it. So let's just do the next one. This track is called Alpha Stage by Eskimo. It's a future house track. I really like it for its unique style. I never heard something that goes really into this direction. It's close really to future house, but still in a unique way. I really like the build-ups. There's not much else I can say. The mixing is solid, and I think the only thing that really bothers me is the arrangement of the track. It's not really existing, it's a little bit confusing, and I have the feeling at some points that the track consists kind of out of 3 tracks. It's a little bit all over the place, like someone had too many ideas and tried to pack them in one track. That's usually something that just happens when you produce and are super creative. It then just sometimes makes sense to eliminate the other ideas, focus on the best one out of the ones you have, and make other tracks with other ideas, or just not do them at all. I would definitely lie if I'd say today was a productive day. I spent the little amount of time that was left after suffering too much from the jet lag with dealing with really annoying business stuff, mostly things that have to do with me canceling 4 of my tracks with a label. They're pretty pissed, and this label is at the same time also my management, so there's a lot of trouble, legal issues, and I think this entire thing will go to court. I will fight as much as I can to just get my right to release my own tracks, to make money with them, and just to be like kind of, I don't know, treated fair as an artist. And if no one of the labels or no other of my business partners is doing that, I will just have to do it myself. So that's a plan, doing everything myself, building everything up around me, working even more not only on producing music, also distributing it, promoting it, and a lot of other things that are planned for the next couple of weeks. Let's just get back home. It's getting dark, Vanessa's waiting, and yeah, just enjoy, relax, and have a nice evening. Although this entire day was quite annoying with all of these legal issues, it's really something that distracts me from making music. It's almost as distracting as this tram and the entire noise it's making. But still, I've missed Düsseldorf. It feels good to be back home, and it's still way more quiet than New York. It's very hard to vlog there. You have to wait until all of the noise is passing you, and then you can start talking. So that's the weather outside. Right now 1:30 in the morning. It's extremely weird. I tried to go to bed, and then I saw like a light that was like flashing in the kitchen. I thought it's our Sonos, but it wasn't. So I looked outside and there is like thunder going on. Actually no thunder, just lightning. That was kind of the weird part. A lot of lightning, and it was flashing like a machine, like in a rhythm. Very weird. I've never seen something like that. It looked very impressive. So at least thanks to the jet lag, I'm experiencing that weird phenomenon with lightning without thunder. And what's also really weird, 1:30 in the morning eating pasta. What's even weirder, do you say weirder or more weird? I don't know. There is no Parmesan on it. Also not hidden underneath of it. We just don't have any Parmesan. I still can't sleep, so let's just do one more track. This was a tropical house track by Sound. It's very relaxing, very chilled, even way more chilled than all of the other tropical house. I think it's already too much. I would spice it up. I would change the main sound. It sounds too much like from like a children's song, kind of something that makes you sleep, which is just perfect for me, by the way, right now. I would change the arrangement because it's too much like a loop that is going on constant, just with drops where the drums are missing. I think that's too little. I would love to see some build-ups, a little bit more excitement, maybe another melody that counteracts the one that is on top. I think just a top melody and chords is not really enough. It might work with vocals on top, but yeah, just add more tracks and make this track more complex. It sounds more like a first draft, but it's definitely on the right way. The mixing is good, maybe the sub bass a little bit too loud, but other than that, it's just all about keeping on working on this track. And now I will keep on working myself. Or maybe just listen one more time to the track and fall asleep. Yeah, that's really good.